If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call-in talk show all about the Wheel of Time. Now, you know, today happens to be one of my favorite episodes we do. It's Talking WoT. We get to spin the Wheel of Game Time that you see over here on the bar with me. And I have some special guests that I'm going to bring in here just a moment. I'm sure you're here to see them. But before I bring them in, let me remind you this Saturday, we're actually taking part in the TWOTcast Podcastathon. It's a 24-hour live stream for the benefit of the Cybersmile Foundation. It's a nonprofit anti-bullying foundation. We're going to be on at 5:15 Eastern for about 75 minutes. Come see us. But actually, you know what? Go watch the entire 24 hours. You know you can put the time in. It's worthy. It's a worthy cause. And then the following Wednesday, we're back again here. It's WoT Wednesday. It's RJ's Notes, episode 2. And for those of you that are wondering, we are going to cover Taim, Daemondred, and Asmodean. We're going to talk all about the theories, the history on all that, and what Robert Jordan's notes actually said. Come hang out with us. Come relive those moments if you lived them. Come learn all about the history of it if you didn't. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I just also want to remind you that tomorrow morning, the next episode of BARSIDE Chats, a little podcast that we put on around here at the Dusty Wheel, we're going to be covering Daryl K. Sweet's covers, Survivor Island Edition. It's a lot of fun. Brian and I have fun going back and forth, kicking covers off the island. Look for that episode tomorrow morning. So, there we go. Those are the announcements from around here. Without further ado, let me welcome my guests tonight, Sarak Nakamura and Daniel Greene. Welcome to both of you. How are you doing?
Hello.
By the way, this should be standard. I think I think we should make that a standard welcome on the live stream.
My hands awesome. Look huge. The perspective is freaking me out.
Like I said, I think this is going to be a new thing.
Yeah.
So, how are you both doing? Sarah, how are things?
Oh, really, really fantastic. Staying busy. Really busy, and just moved. We got a big house and two new puppies, and so all of that stuff's happening. I'm not in Prague, so not that move. Whenever I mentioned that online a few weeks ago, everybody was like, going back to Prague, and I was like, no, not yet. But yeah, so everything's really great. Work is great. like I said, staying busy there. And yeah, just having a good old time, staying healthy.
Awesome. Well, it's awesome to have you here tonight. I like how you threw that answer out really quick, because I'm sure you're going to see it in chat. And I'm sure someone's going to call like, are you in Prague? Are you in Prague? So that's great. Daniel, how are things going with the channel? I saw you started a podcast also.
Yeah, I have a podcast now called A Fictional Conversation with one of my very good friends, Bobby. And we have just been watching some iconic movies or some not so iconic movies and talking about them. We just did Back to the Future. That'll be out this coming Monday. We're looking forward to that. And I'm settled from my move. So Sarah's still doing hers. I'm officially settled and here in Virginia.
So not in Prague? You're not in Prague right now?
No, I'd love to be, but no, not currently. Just dealing with a review of Cursed I put out that's making some noise and the fallout from that.
Nice. I have to go watch that. Like I said, I like to pick up new shows on the treadmill, and so I'm willing to try that one out. I want to see what it's like. I would say it's a good treadmill watch. I would say it's a treadmill watch. That's what I'll give it. Okay, you heard that tonight from Daniel Greene. We'll break that news after the show. It's a treadmill watch. So I want to cover a piece of news that came out today. It's WoT Wednesday. WoT on Prime's been great about kind of revealing some cast announcements for us before we jump into the Wheel Game Time. So let's review what was released today. So we actually got the Tuathan, right? We have the Tinkers here. We have, I pronounce her name Ilya. I probably butchered that name. Maria Doyle Kennedy, we finally know who she's playing. Aram Daryl McCormack, who did kind of, he leaned into that a couple weeks ago when he said he's living his best Tinker life. That led us to believe that he was going to be playing this character. And then Narinder Samra, who is playing Rayan. This is fun news just to kind of, this goes back to one of the earlier questions we all had a year ago, which is what are we going to keep? What are we going to cut out of the series? We have the Grinwells, and now we know that we have the Tinkers, and specifically those that we're familiar with from the books. How did that kind of announcement hit you today, Daniel, when you saw it?
To me, it's just vindication, because I've been fighting this wave of every time someone's not cast yet, people just assume they're going to be cut. I still have people like Min's going to be cut. And I'm like, I don't think you guys understand how casting works and how casting announcements work and how news comes out slowly. So I've played it very safe, being in the camp of I don't know. And a lot of people who have been saying to me, they're going to change everything. This character's not going to exist anymore. I get to go, well, look, we have the Tinkers. So chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep on telling people, we have the Grinwells. That should tell you something, at least, or it should give you some hope, maybe. Now, to Sarah, I'm kind of curious, what has it been like waiting for this? Maria Doyle Kennedy came out, and everyone was speculating who she was going to be. What's it like to know this and to finally have something released?
That for me was one of the biggest ones that I've been waiting so far, just because everybody was assuming that she was playing Swan, and so I just really loved that idea, or I just loved that finally it's out, and that yes, the traveling folk are confirmed, and then to see sort of where the fans take it, and where that's that new news that comes through. We get new speculation, which, as everybody knows, is my favorite part of this community, is all of the speculation. So that, I think, is the most satisfying part of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you mind me asking this about that? I know how much you love speculation. You both know how much I love speculating about the Wheel of Time. It's like a lifelong pursuit at this point. How is it? Is there a general kind of way this is received just in Hollywood itself? It feels to me like speculation or leaks, those kind of things are they're not excited about them, but fans love this. Generally, can you tell us what the reaction's been to kind of just fans going crazy with speculation?
Well, something that, did we lose you?
Nope, I'm still here.
I'm
still here. Yeah, you can keep going.
Okay. Something that's really been interesting from my perspective, because I've never worked in the film industry before, is that everybody's reaction that has been consistently working in the film industry for years, over our fandom in particular. I've come across, everybody from our social media people, the marketing people, to just, our directors, to, a lot of the behind the scenes people, everybody in between, have really been kind of fascinated by the fans' obsession already with what's going on and all the speculation. And I think that there's a lot of love for it and a lot of enjoyment between all of us. So it's really, really cool on that end. So I think that basically Wheel of Time fans are giving, they're surprising even our show. So
that's cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that's fun to hear. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the only fan base I know that will find people who are completely separate from the community and just happen to be tweeting out like, hey, I finished this series called The Wheel of Time. They will find them and bring them in. Just be like, I saw that tweet. Come here, learn about Twitter of Time.
Yes.
One of us.
Yeah, it's that part's really fascinating. I'm noticing it even more because of how many fans are on Twitter that are following this. You almost don't miss them, right? Anyone that just types in, like, I just finished The Wheel of Time, somebody's going to retweet them. Somebody's going to like a post, and you're going to see it. And inevitably it's going to be like, you do, what's your favorite? And all of a sudden it just turns into this, like, tell us your favorite character. When are you going to read the books? It's pretty unique.
Yeah.
So that's great to hear. For those of you that are watching this episode from either Twitter or Facebook, we'd love it if you'd come over and like this video, just so other fans right now know that it's live. They're going to see it, however YouTube handles these algorithms. Like the video, and if you like this kind of content, we'd love you as a subscriber at the Dusty Wheel. That being said, tonight's episode is all about spinning the Wheel of Game Time. This is just all of us fans having a lot of fun, just pretty much riffing off sometimes ridiculous questions. So I took a lot of input from the fans on Twitter today. We lined it up on the 24 spaces on this wheel. So why don't let's get into this. We'll take calls a little bit later, but let's spin the wheel and just start having some fun here. Number 12. Okay, so number 12 is, we got, would you take a hayride in the back of a stranger's wagon for hundreds of miles? And if so, why? So, Daniel, you want to? Yeah.
I have a solid answer for this one. We know within the Wheel of Time that a person's character is to find. Basically, you can't trust someone if they don't have a little bit of chunk to them in the Wheel of Time. So I would go, hey, is this a skinny wagon driver or a thick wagon driver? And if it's a thick wagon driver, I'm getting on there. Because I think if it applies to innkeepers in the Wheel of Time, it should apply to wagon drivers as well. That's my running theory.
Wow, you're extending that out. I guess that's a good way to take it. I like that answer.
I like it.
Sarah, what would your answer be? Would you take a hayride in the back of a stranger's wagon for hundreds of miles?
Yeah, so my mom's in chat and she will absolutely confirm this, but I have the most compulsive, adventurous spirit. Not ever, I don't want to say ever, but I have been known just to do really strange, wild things and kind of just go for it. I got random tattoos while I was in Prague alone the first time I went, and so I feel like absolutely I would jump on a wagon and just see the scenery.
I love it. See, I'm totally the opposite, as you can tell. I'm suspicious, speculative, and paranoid. And so I'd be like, why do you want me to get on your wagon?
Yeah.
Are you the dark one? I'd be thinking terrible things. So maybe I should use that idea that Daniel said, which is maybe look for, if it's in the Wheel of Time, look for a chunkier wagon driver. I like this. I like it.
Then you'll be golden.
Next time we're at JordanCon, Matt, I'm dragging you out to get a random tattoo. This is happening.
We gotta get
random. Random tattoo.
That's our Wheel of Time tattoos.
See, a Wheel of Time tattoo, perhaps, but not a random one. It just can't be like a penguin or something. That's not going to work.
Oh my God. Okay, we're getting penguins now. That's
no. Why did I pick penguins?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just think of it as a classy bird, and you'll be much more. Yeah.
classy bird. I love
dapper.
it. Wow. Jordan Con penguin tattoos. I wasn't anticipating that coming out of our first spin. Excellent. Okay, here we go. Let's take another spin at this. I don't think we've ever doubled up a number on a spin, but if so, we'll just pick something random. So looks like 6. Let's see what we got here, and this will be your take here, Sarah. Wheel of Time's Cowardly Lion.
Ooh, I mean, I would probably say, and I don't know if this is too predictable, but probably Loyal.
Interesting. Okay.
For me, just because he does have this kind of heart of gold, in my opinion, and is instantly lovable. And spoilers, obviously,
yeah.
but
spoilers for anyone that's watching. You're gonna run into spoilers tonight. So
yeah, but he ends up being a fierce individual. I know the Cowardly Lion doesn't become fierce, but he certainly, I think, faced up to his fears. So anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna say Loyal is my Cowardly Lion.
I was not that. At first I was thinking how the Cowardly Lion begins, but yeah, I like where you went with that. That was good. Yeah. Daniel, I don't know. Loyal becoming the Cowardly Lion. What comes to mind?
That's going to be a hard one to top.
That is going to be hard to top.
I'm going to argue for the Prophet. I'm going to go with the Prophet.
Ooh.
And let me try and worm my way into this making any kind of sense.
I got to hear this.
So we have someone who was afraid when they first saw the potential of Rand and the dragon being here, was kind of losing it. And they took that fear and turned it into batshit religious crazy stuff, which to me is a parallel arc to the Cowardly Lion.
Lovable too.
So lovable.
100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like that's just basically the same thing. Just take the Wizard of Oz Cowardly Lion and put him in the Wheel of Time show. I think that'll be just
overlap him.
I like that. Yeah. Well, I never do that at the same time. I like that. Okay, so mine is gonna be, my take on this is Pat and Fane. Okay. I know maybe not your traditional Cowardly Lion, but he had that aspect of everyone was just kind of beating up on him. And maybe he can't really take credit for it, but he gets infected with courage is all I'm saying. He gets infected with courage and he completely turns that around. Just think of the Mirror Drill a book later is all I'm saying. Right.
I'll change my answer. Chat has just pointed this out and I think they're right. Steve, because no one can say I'm wrong yet.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sarah Sarah can't say anything. She can't prove me wrong. So Steve. I
love Steve.
So let's take a little side trip down Steve Lane here with you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Was the speculation about Steve that just surprised everyone? All of a sudden we jumped onto that, or
I shouldn't say we, but I certainly was not surprised by any of the speculation about Steve. I think it was all of it is right.
All of it is right. I like that. Yeah,
all of it.
I can confirm from an inside scoop, it's actually just Steven Seagal wandering around set. They couldn't get rid of him, and he's just in the show now.
He just kept saying that he invented the front kick.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a chance, Sarah, for a little your first maybe waffle here, but I think it's an answerable question for you. And Robert Jordan kind of was asked these similar kind of questions. Have you seen a theory about Steve out there on the internet that is correct?
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's gonna blow up chat right now. Steve, you just gave Steve so much new life. Oh man, oh my gosh, I had so many other things to do tonight after the show. Not anymore. Oh man, that's a great answer. Okay,
no, but we don't know what she's seen and what she hasn't, so we have.
I know
idea.
This is the problem. This is the problem. This is why the nuance here is brilliant. Well played, Sarah. I have to say that. Okay, so let's spin it again. Let's see what we have coming up. I love how both of those answers ended. We got a little 10 here. Okay. This one's interesting. I like this one. This one came from John from What Up. He said, the Wheel of Time character who best represents your personality, not who you want to be, but basically who you are and be brutally honest.
Ooh. You go first, Daniel.
Oh man, my audience has been calling me the lusty elf recently, so I don't know what that applies to.
The lusty elf. Nice.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I'm not going to embrace that. I'm going to push back against that as much as I can and say that I think the character who embodies me the most right now, honestly, man, who's the biggest ball of anxiety in the Wheel of Time? I'm gonna go ahead and just I'll say Tom. I'll give myself some credit and give Tom. I love him, and he's goofy and he's funny. He's an entertainer, and I like to think I'm goofy and funny and an entertainer. I just lack his musical talents.
Yeah, I can see that. That's good. That's a great pick. Sarah, has one come to mind?
Yeah, I mean, probably I would say maybe Adelius or Van Dien, actually. Oddly, just because of they are holed up in their home and doing as of right now and just doing the research and surrounded by their books. So that is definitely one part of me, but inadvertently I feel like my life has oddly mirrored Moiraine's track. Just because I, had a cause about 17 or 18 years ago of, wanting to work on this Wheel of Time project whenever one came about, and set my sights on that and was super determined and worked towards it and never lost focus on that. And so, there's an argument for her as well.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think both of you, this one's hard for me. I mean, I want to say probably Perrin. Perrin's probably. I want to probably be more like others, but I'm probably the most like Perrin. And maybe it's all of these stereotypes that they tell about Perrin that maybe aren't necessarily true because we don't necessarily get into his head as much to define that. But yeah, I think there's something about would rather not hurt somebody else, but just kind of, would rather take things a little bit slower than everybody else is, and learn something about himself over time, and that is what kind of transforms him into something greater, if that makes sense. He has like these epiphanies more so than you see in other characters, and so it's or maybe not too many epiphanies, but definitely one that matters closer to the ends of the books. So,
I see that.
Plus, Matt, I could totally see you killing White Cloaks, 100%.
Yeah. Going savage and doing it. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so that was a good one. I don't know if anyone saw any. The people were throwing out ideas in chat. We'll have to go back and watch chat to find that out.
Yeah.
Joe Perry just said, "Apologize to Terry for making her Fail." I didn't say Perrin who marries Fail. I just said Perrin. That's all I said. Maybe more like Perrin who marries Min. That's if you want to go down that road, you can kind of travel with us. Okay,
okay.
Yeah, I said try to ship those. I think that would. I wonder if that would work for the Wheel of Time. Let's spin it again. Here we go. Let's try another category. 24. Look at that, right at the end of the list here. Okay, so this one's fun. I think it's Sarah's turn here. Okay. What would your act be in Valentinos Grand Traveling Show?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, present day, or just, because I was a gymnast, so I could have done the whole tightrope, body contortions, all of that. Now I can't touch my toes, so I would probably be one of the bouncers in the crowd that would be ready to tamp down any of the unruliness.
Nice. Those people just have clubs on them at all times too, because if so, choice.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I would do.
I like this. I like you went from it's when you're more physically in shape, it was actually get up on the tightrope, and now you're like, forget it. I just want to kick people out of the circus.
Yeah, club people over the head.
Daniel, what's your take on this? What would you can use your in your prime.
Oh yeah.
or Or
As a
not so
25-year-old,
much.
I hope that's not behind me yet.
You know.
I think would it be a good show to just follow Vale and Luca around with a super soaker, and every time he starts creeping on people, just spraying him with it? Is that an act that I can do?
It's like
That
bodyguard
would be-
for him, but really a bodyguard for everyone else.
Yeah,
From-
I'm the anti-Vale and Luca bodyguard.
Yeah, so much. And I did
Nice.
think of something else, is that I am an avid horseback rider, and so I could do something with horses for sure.
I like it. Okay.
So that could be my present day answer.
I have no idea how I'd answer this question. Maybe it's the this one's a tough one. Nothing is even coming to mind. Like maybe the person everyone goes to talk to after they've after a show. I'm like their therapist. I could say I'm the therapist for Val and Luca's show. That's where I would fit in.
That's
I don't
cute.
know if that
like
even
that.
exists, but it would if I was there. So let's spin this one again. That one was fun. That was a unique question. Hopefully you're all enjoying this. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is just one of many different kind of episodes we do around here. It's a lot of fun. It's an easy way for us to just chat about the Wheel of Time without obsessively just asking Sarah questions she can't answer. So this is our let's have some fun and take a break kind of thing. So number 13, I like this is another fun one. What's the deal with dice games in fantasy, Daniel?
It's gotten to the point where if a fantasy series doesn't use dice and they use cards, it stands out as strange. So dice games in fantasy, I don't know why they're so prevalent, if that's the question.
Yeah.
But I do think they're utilized in Wheel of Time, probably the best of any series, just because it's such a great doorway into Matt, where he just kind of, steals from everybody. I'm sorry, but it's theft. If you have what he has and you gamble, it's theft. That is just theft.
Yeah.
He is a
funny.
criminal and should be tried as such. But I think they're just an easy mechanic. And I think it's also very easy for authors to say they play a dice game and you don't have to put the rules out there. If you play, say, a card game, people get curious. Where I found with dice, no one really cares because no one really plays many dice games anymore. So that's my general answer, and also probably because D&D as well.
Oh, I hadn't connected it to the D&D aspect. Yeah, that's there's probably some subliminal messaging there. I like that. Sarah, what comes to mind? How would you answer this? Like, what's the deal?
Well,
why are so many dice games in fantasy?
I wonder if there's, and this, I could be thinking way too into things here, but is there some sort of correlation between the complete uncertainty of the toss of a dice to characters' paths and storyline? Is that a thematic element that's used to help just to help? I guess I've been sitting in a writer's room long, but I'm thinking about these things on that level of what does it add subliminally to the reader, and so it could be that type of thing of a metaphor for something that a character is about to experience, or uncertainty, or things like that. I don't know, though. I just made that up. That's it.
Chat is doing a wonderful job as well of pointing out that cards are expensive, dice are cheap. You can make dice out of anything as well. And in prison they make dice out of their food, so it's not that hard.
I was gonna say it's definitely an easy analog to just gambling in general, and it tends to be attractive to the human race. And I would say because of the absence of cool ter'angreal and TVs. That's why I think dicing is really popular. So, if you had other things to do or mindlessly to do, maybe you would do less dicing. I don't know. I'm trying to think of if Matt had a television, would he be out dicing? Maybe he would. Maybe because, like you said, maybe inherently he wants some money and he knows he's going to win that thief.
Well, I think there's two things here. One, Matt would just be watching TV while he gambles because he wouldn't have to pay attention. He'd just be throwing it out there and then watching it on his smartphone. But I also want to know, can I ask you a strange question, Matt?
Yeah, go for it.
If you could have some dice and turn them into any kind of ter'angreal, what kind of ter'angreal would you want your dice to be?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Dice ter'angreal. Shoot. How much it would be it would be how much money. It would, like, the Terangreal would actually generate money every time I threw them, and either it would either like give me $100 or $1,000, and it would kind of be my way that I handled the day, right? It would be like, throw the dice, I have $1 million, sweet, I'm gonna go do this, or I get $100, I'll do something else. It would be my way of like, what am I gonna do today? That's and it would be a money generator, if you would.
I love the feast or famine of like, I'm gonna go to Spain and like party with some millionaires, and then I get 50 cents. We're on ration mode. Let's go.
But it's only gonna, what you would be is like, you can only do it like once every 24 hours, right? So it would be whatever you got for that 24 hours or something like that. Oh. What a great question. I'm kind of curious, fun. For those in chat, what would your dice, if your dice were a Terangreal, what would it do? I'm kind of curious to see some answers come up. I like this one. A Terangreal that always fills my mug with hot black coffee. Would you roll dice, and maybe it's a different drink depending on what the dice came up as? So you'd kind of,
I would hate that.
The randomizer, yeah, that would be, yeah.
If I'm in the mood for hot chocolate and I get like bourbon, we're not having a good day.
Not friends. Not friends with the dice there.
Did you have an answer that came to mind before we spin again, Sarah? Did you, as you were sitting here contemplating this wonderful question from Daniel?
Yeah, like, I think that it would be sort of one of those things where it kind of helped you on your path, with your whenever you're contemplating a choice, but you don't know what direction to go. You toss the dice and say you get you get all crowns, and you're like, okay, this is a good choice, I'm gonna walk down this path, and say then you toss the dark one's eyes, and then you're like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So maybe it helps you to walk a better path in life. Yeah. or just not a better path, but one that maybe leads you to more success.
I like it.
I love that. Giving up free will is your answer.
Yeah.
By the way,
letting the dice decide, please.
By the way, I think chat does not like my idea. I heard the Badger Reborn said, I don't think Matt understands how to make a good Terangreal. Thank you very much. I did like an answer here from WoT. He said it would kind of like basically re-roll your stats. I like that. It's like your stats for the day every time you roll it. That's a good one. Okay, so let's spin this again. Like I said, in just maybe a spin or two more, we'll open the phone lines. If you want to give us a call while we're spinning and chatting here, you can do that shortly. Let's go. So 14. I don't think we talked. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this one's good.
Okay.
I think it's Sarah's turn.
Oh, okay.
Toilets in Randland. Discuss.
Oh, chamber pots.
You're
right?
Yeah. It's Randland is a world full of chamber pots.
It's a chamber pot, but yeah. I mean, we don't hear enough of that because it's almost replaced with all of the bathing scenes. I feel like that's the hygienic standard that we reach. We have to hear all about Elaine's baths, and we don't get to hear about people's get to hear about people's
yeah, I was gonna say phrasing. I love where you're going with this.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know why we don't have toilets. I wonder though if we have, going back to the Terangreal question, what is it? The crystal
throne
is, maybe that's
it's
an iconic epic
that's
toilet.
I like
that
it.
Makes you feel in awe of whoever is.
I'm now I'm reviewing the Wheel of Time entirely right now.
Rethinking your whole life.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking. Is all I'm saying. Consider what you would take. I mean, if everything was going downhill, would you really want to return to chamber pots? Is all I'm saying. No,
I wouldn't.
I do like that this is a kind of a place where Robert Jordan doesn't really go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I like that choice. That creative decision, I'm very pro that.
I'm behind that too. Yeah.
Well done, and I'm kind of hopeful here. I don't know why I said kind of. That's weird. And I'm hopeful that Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime also does not focus on chamber pots.
On the toilet situation.
You didn't hear the first 3 episodes are just about the toilet duties of Aes Sedai.
Yeah. Oh, that's
duties.
true.
Damn it. Didn't mean to say
duties.
that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Chat
toilet
is gonna pick up on that.
Ayo.
Damn it.
Toilet stones, a bidet terangrial. I like this. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my theory.
Yeah.
This was once a futuristic landscape, and now they are like returning to that. But I refuse to believe that humanity will ever let its toilet technology go because of how important it is. So I think they just have like very modern toilets. Like I think it looks totally like not modern, and then you open the privy and it's just like a porcelain seat with plumbing and everything.
Do the cities have plumbing?
Yes.
But do we? Because how do their baths get filled with water? Do we have? I'm trying to think.
Think about the
anyway.
Ogier.
Renaissance time, some cities did have plumbing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Rudimentary.
Well, you know the Ogier, when they built, didn't the Ogier build Tarvalon? Or Tarvalon. Sorry. I can't believe I said it the way that I hate it. That's terrible. My brain's mixed up. There we go. Messed up, whatever it is.
It's all good.
I think the Ogier definitely are building that into their cities. I feel like they would not live with chamber pots.
I mean, they have long memories too, so they would,
it's passed down, and I like that. Yeah.
They would.
They're like, here are the traditions and ways of our people, and here's a good pooper.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've actually made this question's gone on longer than I thought that I
made it work.
This is so great. So let's do one more spin, then we'll open the call lines up. Here we go. Okay, let's see it. Okay, I can't believe we left this one in here. This is gonna hurt.
Oh no,
Daniel, this is gonna be embarrassing, at least for me. How many maidens can you name?
Okay, we're gonna name it and keep passing. Is that the plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Avienda, boom, done.
Yeah.
We've got Bane, Chiad.
Okay, those are yeah.
She took the two that were left that are easy to know.
No, we've got Melendra, we've got Leah, we've got Sulin. Hold on, we've got what's the tiny one that's prickly about her height?
There's a reason you're the lore consultant. Right now I'm just
exactly.
Mine are done.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yes.
Let's see.
Come on, you're on the spot now.
Yeah, no. Hold on. Oh wait, hold on.
I'm just watching chat. Chat's gonna answer this question.
Which were the ones that were by the river?
Oh yeah, I just remembered this one. Shail.
Wait, spoilers? Yeah, we've already said spoilers are good. So
I already
said Sulin. Inalia. Which was the one by Dorinda by the river when we first meet Avienda, because it's Avienda, Bane, Chiad, and
how do you remember all of these?
I know.
Yeah,
I know Avienda, Bane, Chiad. That's it.
Yeah. That's my kind of that's my go-to right there.
Yeah.
That was well done, Sarah. That was a question for you. Clearly, I mean, I could start just pretending like I know, like Jolene and Dunlin how to chat. Yeah.
I'll just start throwing out 3-syllable names with a lot of consonants, like
exactly.
Yeah.
The chat is on my iPhone, but my iPhone's laying flat. I could put it up in a thing.
No, this is better because now that was more impressive as you were pulling these out. By the way, now it's like somebody went to Wikipedia or whatever.
Yeah,
and now
they all opened the wiki.
Now they're just copying them in. So this is a live call and talk show. This is us just having fun, which you've kind of watched up to this point, just being ridiculous about the Wheel of Time. If you'd like to give us a call, I would ask a couple things. One, please be respectful of my guests here, and just like when you'd ask Robert Jordan questions, if you're really going to ask Sarah a question, my suggestion is you ask her one that you think she can answer, and not just something like, who killed Asmodean? Because I can tell you, Robert Jordan raffoed that thing for years. But yeah, if you have a question for Daniel or Sarah or myself, or you want to kind of answer some of the questions we've already had, feel free to give us a call. The phone number is 1-313-825-5968 or 1-313-TALK-WoT. We'll leave that open for a bit here. I'm going to try to give precedence to the individuals who don't call us every single week, just because I want to let people who may be watching the show for the first time get an opportunity to speak on the show. So, but feel free to give us a call, and we're going to spin a wheel here, and we're going to move on to a topic, and then I'll pull somebody in here shortly. So here we go.
Yeah. I love this, by the way.
one question for Sarah that I think she can't answer.
Yeah.
What's the plot of all the first episodes? Or you just lay those out?
Oh, just the plots.
Just the plots real quick.
Just handle that stuff out. Okay, Terangriel you'd most want and why? So Daniel, what's the Terangriel you would most want? Now you kind of asked us with the dice, but from something from the books, not just something you made up, but a Terangriel from the books that we know about. Which one would you like the most?
Well, the one that I put on my skin, probably Dream Terangriel, because entering the world of dreams is awesome. I'd basically be every night, completely in control, dreaming, do whatever I want. That's kind of amazing. I already love sleep like way too much, so I would love sleep even more. I'd be like a Egwene, just doing it nonstop all the time, and probably not good for my health, but I'd die happy.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like the idea of the glass columns. I think it'd be really just fascinating to see the history of my ancestors, but then also to kind of see the future and sort of walk through the footsteps of my child and his children and so on and so on. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think that. Sorry, go ahead.
You pick the answers that terrify me, like dice that take away free will and seeing your past and future. Like those are my biggest fears, and you're just like, go.
Let's do it.
Those are two great ones, by the way. Like immediately when someone heard this question, they said the red rod. That seems like not as I mean, but I guess you can pick that one.
Sure.
A lot of people are picking that one. Let's, as I think about that answer to this call, let's bring our first caller, who we know well, Norm. Let's welcome him to the show. Norm, welcome to the Dusty Wheel tonight. How you doing?
Norm.
Hey guys.
Okay.
Sir Daniel and Lady Sarah, hello, and of course, great Innkeeper. I raise my glass to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. I know that no one's going to ask. I know no one will ask these two questions, so these are two easy questions for you.
You get one question, just one question, man. Pick your favorite question. One question. One. That's it, man. That's it. Tonight you get one.
Right,
you got to pick your favorite one.
All right. Here's my favorite one then. If we were in an alternate universe, okay, minus Rand, of the Superboys or the Supergirls, who do you think would have turned to the Dark One and would become a Dark Friend? And then I will sit back and I will watch you guys. So there you go.
Norm, awesome to hear from you, man. Great question. Great question, man. We'll talk to you soon.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, so who's the most susceptible, right? And you have to take Rand out of this. Do you have one that comes to, does anyone have one that comes to mind immediately? Like Sarah, do you want to answer this one?
I mean, I think Matt is the easy choice just because of, how, I don't want to say how corruptible he is because we don't know that for sure. We just know that he, what happened because of the dagger made him corruptible. So it's a chicken and an egg situation with him. But something occurred to me, I was thinking about it, which is, Egwene has this sense about her where when she chooses to do something, she sort of jumps in with both feet and fully immerses herself in it. And, we look at her throughout the books, whether it be being a novice, whether it be a Wise One's apprentice, she fully immersed herself within those, the culture, the society, all that stuff. So, she might be the best dark friend we've ever seen because she wants to be the best at it.
Wants to be the best at it.
She would be a dark friend. She would be the A+ student dark friend.
Yeah.
She's the best dark friend. I like that. Is one of these, I mean, do you just agree with both of these, Daniel, or did somebody else come to mind for you?
For me, the first immediate thought was Perrin, just because all you'd have to do is take Fael. He said literally verbatim in the books that he would burn the world for her, that he would destroy the world for Fael. And literally all you'd have to do is either kill her or capture her in some way. And then you have Perrin. So I'm also saying, Matt, because you said Perrin's your character.
Thanks. But see, this is probably Perrin before he has his epiphany.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, and so I think that's fair. I probably was more susceptible to such things pre-epiphanies. I was going to go Nynaeve. I feel like there is yeah, for me, she just there's a certain unknown about her, what she really wants, and I think that kind of desire of not knowing exactly what she wanted to become or who she wanted to be, and her anger and her frustration kind of being the key. I mean, I don't want to go all Star Wars here, but her anger and frustration kind of being the key to her power. You know, I feel like she could be susceptible to the if someone had really kind of mentored her in the right way, maybe she was susceptible to it. So that's who I'd pick. Great question, Norm. I really like that one.
Thanks, Norm.
Let's bring our second caller in, Emmy, who's calling us from Australia. Let's bring her in. Emmy, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing
Good.
fantastic.
How are you? Wow. Thanks for calling.
Good,
That's awesome.
good.
So, by the way, Emmy is almost all the way through Towers of Midnight. She's on her first read here. You're so close, by the way.
Oh, wow.
So I hope we haven't ruined anything for you tonight.
I don't think so.
No, you're good.
Okay. So
good.
what's your question for any one of us here?
Okay, so I have two questions for all three of you.
So I feel bad. I made Norm only pick one question because we have lots of callers tonight.
Oh, sorry.
So
They're kind of related.
okay. If you can sell me on them being really related here, then go for it.
Or you can just pick one and answer one. Whichever you want to do that.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So, as you know, I'm halfway through Towers of Midnight, and up until this point, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I have not liked Rand at all. And it's only up until now that I've just found him not just tolerable, but I've actually enjoyed reading his chapters. So my question is there a character for which your opinion of has changed the most throughout your subsequent rereads, or even just as you were reading the books, and or which character is most frequently misunderstood and why? And I'll let you answer, and I'll leave.
Okay. So misunderstood, and so we have let me just rephrase that. So we have the character we think is most misunderstood, and then the character who we changed the most in kind of subsequent rereads, basically. Our opinion. Okay, awesome, Emmy. Thank you so much for calling. It's awesome to hear your voice again. And I can't believe you're almost to the end. Get there. So let me know when you get to chapter 31 of Towers of Midnight. Let me know when that happens. Send me a note.
I will. I did see a particular dedication in the front of Towers of Midnight that made me smile. So
yeah. That was a crazy moment in my life for sure.
Aww.
So hey, Emmy, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Emmy is fantastic. We actually had her on as a guest talking about new readers. So for
that's
those of you that are
awesome.
new readers out there, go find that episode. It's a non-spoiler one. It's a great episode. Sarah, do you want to tackle one of those questions first? And
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great question. I think that for me, at least, it all changes as I've grown and have had different life experiences, and my perspective on those, just different things that used to make me crazy while reading Nynaeve, or while reading Rand is another great one, would just make me really frustrated whenever I was younger, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'd be like, ugh, this is so annoying. They're so obnoxious. But as I've gotten older, and as I've experienced life, or my own mental health issues, if we're talking about Rand, I have so much more compassion for him while I read him. So yeah, I would say that whenever I was younger and just had less patience and more of a narrow-minded perspective. Again, for me, I'm not saying people that read are narrow-minded. I'm just saying for me, I couldn't see the bigger picture. But now I can, and this is very Pollyanna of me, but I love reading, each of the characters just equally now. So yeah, that's just been my experience.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Of those two questions, Daniel, which one kind of do you have an answer for you think is kind of best? Versus, somebody you think is most misunderstood, or somebody that you changed your mind about after in a reading?
I've said in video after video that Nynaeve is the one my opinions changed on the most, and Egwene is rapidly catching up to her, because I used to have a disliking for them both, and now they are rapidly climbing my list. But most misunderstood, just see my video on Moraine, because I see so many people who don't ever bother to put themselves in her shoes. And as soon as you do, you're like, oh, the scene where she threatened to kill them if they left is like totally understandable. Like it's complete, everything she does, you're like, oh, I get it. Like, oh wait, she's escorting nuclear warheads, sentient, insane ones. Yeah, she's pretty understandable. So hers is one where I also the most consistently, when I sit down with people and talk with them about it, they will almost always by the end of it go, oh yeah, Moraine has a lot on her plate, and it's really admirable how she handles it.
Yeah, she's the one that for me, I just on rereads, right? I picked these books up when I was 14 or 15. I did not like her, and it took me to becoming an adult, you know, and then having kids, and I was like, she's so smart, and these people are so stupid. But that's like the cliche for me is like Moraine is just, she's the one that at least for me, I've noticed with a lot of my friends who have read the books when they were younger, and then as they've gotten older, they've been like, oh yeah, I really like her now. In the same kind of way. That question about misunderstood, do either of you have one as far as, I know, Daniel, you brought up Moraine as misunderstood. Sarah, do you have a misunderstood character that you think is just kind of fans have missed and this is a misunderstood person?
I think Nynaeve is another great one that people kind of misunderstand. They think that she's, you know, got a bad attitude, or she's naggy, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And sure, she has those moments, but I wouldn't say that that's her overarching personality trait. But it gets because she has such powerful opinions and powerful moments, I think those polarize kind of her softer moments. And so she's for me one of the most misunderstood.
And I feel like that's kind of one of those things that you can almost say for a lot of these characters, because you just don't, Robert Jordan doesn't give us point of views on everyone, right? You don't get into the mind of a lot of these characters, and so it's really easy to just make them two-dimensional in your mind and apply them to somebody you didn't like in high school, and all of a sudden, you know, you dislike them. You hate them. So, great answers. Emmy, thank you so much for that question. Let's bring in another caller. It's Carolina. Let's bring her into the show. Carolina, welcome to the Dusty Wheel tonight. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. What's your question for the panel?
Okay. So I've got a comment and a question. The comment is just to say, glad that you guys are all on. This is a really cool panel.
Thank you.
And my question is two parts, but kind of inverted. Who do you guys think each other would be in the Wheel of Time? And who do you think you are in the Wheel of Time if you were to be a character in these books?
Yeah, Hoodoo is the other. I love. So I want to take this. We're going to run with this one and have fun. Sorry for making you wait so long, Carolina. But before I let you go, is pick somebody from the panel and tell us who you think they are in the books before I let you go.
That's very rude. I was just going to back to me. Okay.
See, this is a tough question that you asked us, right?
I know. I tried to make it horrible. Okay. Well, this is probably like going to be really obvious, but I would think Sarah's Varen just because you know everything. Like, I just feel like that's got to be it. But
that's great.
I feel like you've also got like the ability to like hide in the shadows and then also be like, but I know what you did.
Yeah, she gave us a very Varen Steve answer earlier in the show. So, hey, Carolina, thank you so much for that question. I'll let you sit back and listen as we riff on who each other is in the Wheel of Time. Hey, thank you very much for calling.
Yeah.
Good night.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night. Thank you.
Okay, I like this. Since we kind of spun the wheel earlier and kind of picked, who we might be or who we, from this, and I want to, Daniel, I'm going to put you on the spot. So for you, who are Sarah and I in the books? And you can't just pick the same people we've picked. That's
damn it, that was okay.
No.
I can't pick Varen or Moraine for Sarah because those have both been taken. Those are both solid answers.
Yeah.
But I see a lot more Aiel in Sarah than I think she gives herself credit for.
Interesting.
In terms of determination and clearly work ethic, because after talking to you, you work like a war horse. So
thank you.
I'm gonna what, Matt, give me a wise one here you think would fit. I need help. Give me a wise one you think would fit.
Amy's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. That works.
I could be on board with that.
Yeah,
okay.
I would go with that. Yeah. So who am I in the Wheel of Time? And you can't pick the Innkeeper either. That's not fair.
No. That's too low hanging fruit. Give me more credit than that. That's too low hanging fruit.
Exactly.
I'll give you Tam.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Interesting.
too. You have this leadership quality about you that's really unassuming and non-threatening in a way. But people, there's a charisma too. People want to listen to you, and so I would fully agree with that.
I don't know why, but I feel like you'd kick my ass with a sword. So
that's Tam. That's very kind of both of you. That's a great answer. Sarah, so I'll leave this one to you, and then we'll put it in. I as the host, I get to move on from this question. But Sarah,
no.
So I'll try to. I mean, we have people waiting in the call line. I'll try to make mine quick. Sarah, who do you think Daniel is in the Wheel of Time?
Well, I would say that Daniel has that Matt aspect to him, and I think that it's one of the best parts about Matt is his willingness to do whatever it takes for his friends, and I think that is a quality that Daniel has, is that he'll be there for his friends constantly. He's and not looking for thanks, like you just gonna do it and you're gonna be there, and so I think that would be my guess or my pick.
That's a good pick. I saw some people mention that one, I think, in the chat before. Who would I be in the Wheel of Time, Sarah? If you can't pick Tam, the Innkeeper, or Perrin. By the way, these are great ones so far. Thank you. Like the whole cast.
Yeah,
you gotta pick something bad to like lower the ego.
Yeah, exactly. like humble me a little bit here. Like Asmodean or something.
Fame. Give him fame.
I'll give Min the lamp. There you go.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
The lamp at Min's house.
Yes.
Right.
No, I think that I would say maybe Loyal in the sense of, because you are sort of keeping the history of the fandom in a way by having Theoryland.
Sure.
And
I like that.
And so maybe that's it. And you have all of the archives of different interviews, and so yeah, I would say
loyal. I like that for that reason. That's
good.
This feels like such a love fest. You guys are great. You're like, no one brought up anyone, even remotely not cool. So
remotely horrible.
Yeah, right. Let's. There have been some callers waiting on here. Let's bring in. I think it's Nablus. No, I think it's Nablus. Let's bring Nablus onto the show. Nablus, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. It's not pronounced Nablus, no matter what you say.
Oh man.
But hey, guys. So I have two. Well, first of all, Caroline stole my question. So good job answering that one. So I have one funny question and one real question. You don't have to answer the funny one. But do you think that Aes Sedai fail fire their poop?
Oh, no, because then it would make it go right back up inside them.
Oh my goodness.
Be like the event never happened.
I never even thought of that. See,
yeah.
That's why you make the big bucks, Sarah. That's why they hired you. I mean, stuff like that. Continuity.
Continuity right there.
So are we doing this, Daniel?
Here's my real question. First of all, if you have significant others, you have to disregard it for this question. If you could date someone from the Wheel of Time in the books,
Rourke,
assuming that your spouse doesn't exist anymore, who would it be?
Wait, I didn't even hear the question. If you could what? If you could what?
If you could date somebody from the Wheel of Time, a character in the Wheel of Time, like date and marry, that type of thing, who would it be?
Okay, well, so we're going to reflect that question back to you. Who's your answer before we let you go, Nablus? Who would you
who is
date?
My answer? Oh, goodness. You're putting me on the spot now.
Yes,
I'm supposed
this
to be
is what we
putting
like
you
to
do. My connection's about to go. I don't know.
Exactly.
You put me on the spot.
Okay, well, you have to answer it in chat. Go back and chat and
I will.
give us your
answer.
answer.
Give me like 5 seconds to think about it.
Okay, I like it. I got to think about that.
Hey, love you both. Take care.
Hey,
Bye.
see ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
By the way, he said both. Man, he didn't say all three of you. What a jerk. Thanks a lot, Nablus. I know you're talking about. So to Nablus's question, who wants to answer that first? Daniel, you got the shades on.
It's Avi and or Brigitte for me. I like strong women, so it's one of those two.
Yeah,
I like
Rourke.
Rourke,
He is.
come on.
He is.
Yeah.
he is everything.
He's tasty. Just say
Oh,
it. Just say
he's
he's tasty.
just yeah.
I mean,
the White Tower girls and I have this obsession with him. He's just I
understand. And
Where it's
come
at.
on, Min. Everyone knows that, right?
Yes.
This answer was easy for me. So we have 3 more callers. We'll bring them in. I do want to spin the wheel again. We haven't spun the wheel a bit here. So we're going to take these last 3 calls here, but let's spin it and see what we come up with. Nice. 22. Let's see what we got here. Okay, actually, I'm gonna. It's right on the edge of 21, 22. I like this one. I like both of these, but I'm gonna go 21 here. How long would you survive in the waste, Sarah? How long would you survive in the Aiel waste?
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be able to hack it in the waste for sure.
See, I don't
Yeah.
know. I couldn't do it. I was like a life scout, and that means like I'm almost always prepared. And I would end up in the Aiel waste, and I would be missing stuff, and I wouldn't want to stay. But
I think for me, like the aspects of just my early in life training, the just never say die kind of attitude in terms of just like digging in and pushing through the pain or embracing it type of thing. That's something that was sort of ingrained to me in early training as a gymnast. And so, I think that would help me survive there.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
You Daniel, how long would you last in the Aiel waste?
Okay, important question. I need to clarify. Where am I in the Aiel waste? Am I just
Are
like
you
dropped
just, like,
in the dead middle away from everybody? Or
Dipping
am I
a
like
toe
with some
in?
Aiel?
Yeah.
There's some clans. There's some clans close by. So
Okay. Then they'll kill me and I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I am. I would probably last until they found me, and at that point I'd just be like, yeah, we're good.
No, because you both can tell stories. So I think that just by virtue of like you talking really fast and then they'd be interested and want to hear more. Like in the Princess Bride and the Dread Pirate Roberts, where like you've entertained me today, but I'll probably kill you tomorrow type of thing.
That's I like it. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for giving us life where we're like, no, this is over. It's over. So let me bring in our next caller. It's MK. MK, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Great. So what's your question?
I am calling. I wanted to say I love you guys, by the way, all of you. And I just wanted to ask, which minor character story arc did you enjoy the best? Like, which one was most fulfilling at the end of their story arc?
Yeah, fantastic question. So as I'm doing to all of MK, I'm doing this to all of our callers before I let them go. So we're gonna answer this question after I let you go. But I want to ask you that same question. What's your favorite story arc for a minor character?
I would say, actually, I have 2. I would say Glad, and interestingly enough, another white cloak, which is Dame Bornhold.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting picks. I don't think. Yeah, that's great.
For the white cloak, apparently.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Those are excellent answers. Great question, and thank you so much for waiting online and for calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey.
Have a good night, guys.
Yep. Good night. So yeah, this one's a fun one, and by the way, everyone's asked like really questions well far away from the show itself. Wow, no one's even like thrown anything close there. So that's for Sarah's over here like this has been so chill. So yeah. No waffos. So Daniel, to this question, do you have one that came to mind when MK asked that question? Your favorite?
Yeah, I have 2 that I'm trying to choose between. I don't want to say both because I might take one of Sarah's. But I'll go ahead. I'll just say Gaul. I like his adventure paralleling parents that he goes on, and I enjoy it quite a bit. And I think he has a nice conclusion as well. I enjoy Gaul a lot.
Yeah, I like that story. I like his connection with Perrin there. Absolutely, that's a great pick. Sarah, who do you pick?
Talmanis, for sure.
Good answer. That was my number two.
Yeah, or Talmains, however, like I say it in my head. I don't know. I've got to go to the pronunciations of that, but that's how I say his name. But yeah, I mean, just like especially where he begins and then where he ends, his arc is awesome. It felt like there's but I also think maybe Brandon, but I don't know, really was into him as well and enjoyed writing him, because just how his arc played out, especially in the last books, was amazing. But I also love Birgitta as well.
Oh yeah, there's so many fantastic ones, right? Yeah. I'm seeing fans mention these. I mean, how do you not say Varen? How do you not say
I know.
Kulin?
Yeah, like, how do you not say Isam?
I like to stay away from but those are easier ones to.
Yeah, they're so easy, but there's so many of them. I like. Thank you, Robert Schultz said the Innkeeper and Camelin has a great arc.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful
nice.
Arc.
It's back into the First Age arc. Yeah, Daniel, you had something. Did you have another one come to mind there?
Someone said Logain, and I immediately regretted not making my answer Logain, because Logain, if you consider him a minor character, because page time he's equal to a lot of people we mentioned. His hands down the GOAT to me.
He's pretty epic.
Yeah, there's just so many. I think, again, this goes back to what we all know, why people love this series. There's just so many characters and so many fun kind of story arcs that do not duplicate over each other, right? They're just so unique. They're just a lot of fun. So let's bring in our first-time caller. I think maybe our first-time caller, Jacob, to the show. Let's ask him what his question is. Jacob, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How are you doing?
To talk to all of you.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you very much for
How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Great.
So my question leans more towards the TV show. One of the biggest differences between like video media and books is that you tend to lose internal monologue in shows. And in a series where so much of the growth that we see in these characters relies on internal conflict, how do you think that the show can kind of start to tackle this?
Yeah.
Is this a watch and find out, Sarah?
Well, let's take it this way. First of all, Daniel, do you have a thought here of how you think it's best done?
I've addressed this in videos where I this to me comes down to basically when you have internal dialogue in a character's head in books, that's what the actor is going to be trying to act. That's their emoting. That's their trying to display these thoughts on their face, their performance. So it comes down to very talented actors being able to portray a lot of these deeper thoughts these characters feel throughout the series. Instead of reading them directly, though, you have to rely on performance. And I really look forward to seeing how well that's going to be done.
Yeah. Sarah, is there a way that you feel like you can answer this question as far as ways maybe you've seen other shows do this well without kind of feeling like this is kind of too close to a
I mean, I have personal thoughts and feelings, but I think that that's like a hardcore WAFO.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because I don't want to presume
anything,
So
what she's telling us is actually she's gonna have the voice of Darth Vader, James Earl Jones, just monologue the stuff as the show goes on.
The whole thing.
Well, congratulations, Jacob! You got our first WAFO of the night. How do you hope to see it done, and how have you seen it done before, where you said it's done well or done poorly?
I mean, of course, Daniel's right. We're going to have to rely on the casting and letting these actors really grow into the characters over time. But I guess there's one example I would take from video games. There's a game called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, where the main character is suffering from schizophrenia, and throughout the game, like the voices in her head are kind of encompassing and slowly start to drive you a little crazy. And so maybe for some of the more mentally loose characters, you could kind of take notes from that.
Interesting. Okay. That's a great comment. Hey, Jacob, thank you very much for staying on the line and for asking that question. Sorry you got a WAFO, but that's just kind of how this rolls.
Oh, that's totally right. Thanks, guys.
Getting a WAFO is cool.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have any cool cards yet. We'll have to come up with those. So hey, have a good one. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good time.
Yeah, I want to get WAFO ribbons for the next Jordan Con.
Yeah, we need
our badge swag.
We need that with
For
penguins
the,
on them.
Yeah.
The next Jordan Con, because I know people are going to come up to me and tell me I'm wrong about certain things I've said in videos. I've already ordered cards that just say, "And that's your opinion," and I'm just giving this to people.
Beautiful.
Well, I want to point this out. I don't know if I think Sarah, you were in actually chat during my last WoT Wednesday episode with Christy Lucier, who you know.
Yes, my best
and
friend.
Christy talked about screenwriting. And one of the interesting things she said, not that I expect you to answer this question or anything or comment on this, but one of the things she said was, what you don't do is tell them how to act, basically, in a scene. You're writing so they can, and then they're bringing their understanding of that to that scene. And so what I took from that was you have to do a lot of work to evoke the emotion that you want to get out of a scene, versus just saying, and now you're sad or whatever it is. And no, now you're pensive or, these type of things. And I thought that was the most interesting comment she had made that night, which made me believe that we will get a lot of little things that happen that may not just translate directly to the books, but will be key for it to be believable to people watching the show. So that's kind of how I viewed that. Yeah.
And to add on to that, just in general, it's every, as kind of Christy was saying last week, every show is different, every showrunner is different, every director is different, and they're going to request, expect, and ask for different things, kind of depending on any given situation. And so, and it seems to me that it's a real collaborative effort from, the words that are written on the page to that, actually on the day, to the environment, to the music. And so all of those things are what will evoke reactions in us. It's not just, down to the performer. It's
a blend.
Everything.
That's so interesting. I love that you brought in the music there, and just, the set, everything is a piece of it, the actors around them and what they're doing.
Because they have an environment to react and to respond to. So
yeah, it's a bit of an orchestra, so yeah, that's great. That's a great addition to that. We have a caller that's been waiting for a long time. Let's bring Yvonne into the show. Yvonne, welcome to the Wheel of Time.
Welcome to the Wheel
Welcome to the Wheel of Time.
Yay!
Here, welcome. Yay, you made it.
Yay.
Welcome to the Dusty
everybody.
Wheel. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's an honor to be with three of my favorite people in the community, and
thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks.
So what's your question or comment for us?
Well, first of all, you all talked about Jordan Con, so I hope that we have one in 2021 and I can get you all a drink. But going off of that, if you think of your favorite drink, alcoholic or not, and change its name with a Wheel of Time theme, what would it be and what would it taste like?
Wow.
I would say, because I am obviously legendary fan of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, exactly. I like that product placement right there.
Yeah. So I would say maybe like Wisdom's fork root.
Wisdom's fork root. I like it.
Yellow Aja's. Yeah. So something that has to do with healing and then an herb. That's what it would be. And it would taste like Dr. Pepper, because I clearly can't survive without it. I go through a true mental transformation when it's not available.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wisdom's fork root. Well done. Daniel, something come to mind?
My favorite drink is a Dark and Stormy, which is rum and ginger beer. So I would just take a Dark and Blighty, and it would be
that's cute.
It would be a. I think I'd make it bourbon and ginger beer just to make it a little bit different. There you go.
By the way, I want to point this out. All the fans pretty much that have called tonight have been very thematically in line with our Wheel of Game Time. Like they've just extended. Like we haven't had a spin.
Inspired.
They've just inspired these questions. Mine, I'm going to totally go lame, easy here. One of my favorite drinks is Coke Zero, so I'm going to call it, instead of Coke, it'll be called Spoke. Like spokes of a wheel.
Oh my God.
So,
and
it would be the same thing. It would just be a can of Spoke. That's ridiculous.
And then in terms of like adult beverages, I am not fussy. I tend to either just drink beer or Scotch neat, and it's not so like there would be, I don't know if there's like there is a Wheel of Time equivalent, but I couldn't rename it because it already exists.
I like it. So before we let you go, Yvonne, what would be your adult beverage, WoT themed adult beverage?
Oh, geez, you turn these questions on us.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. Mojitos are my favorite, especially right now during this summer. See something fresh. Maybe Avendosora Rito.
Oh, that's cute. Oh my God. We need to have whoever does the drinks. What is that at Jordan Con, Matt? The bar.
Yeah, I can't remember what they call it, but yes.
Set up. Yeah, we need to have them make that Avendosora Rito. That's
I agree.
amazing.
I agree. That needs to go out to anyone that's listening from Jordan Con. I mean, I'm from Jordan Con, so I'm listening. But
yeah.
So anyone that's listening out there, we should think about that. That's a great idea.
That's great.
Thank you again for calling and waiting online. Really appreciate your comments and question, and we hope to see you back here again. Hey, have a good evening.
Back.
Yeah, thank you. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, so these have been great questions so far. We just got about 10 minutes left. Probably want to spin this wheel one more time. If you're still here, hopefully you've liked this video already. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself of the absurdity, random, fun WoT questions we're answering here. And hopefully you're getting to know my guests a bit more about what they like about the Wheel of Time in this ridiculous kind of way that we love to do. So
fun.
It's a lot of fun. We're going to spin the wheel. Let's see if we can pick one more category here. We kind of close the phone lines, but I might pick one person that's waiting there. Number 10. I don't think we've had a number 10 yet. So, yeah, we actually did do number 10. So I'm just going to pick a random one here, which will be good. And this one makes me laugh. So, Sarah, favorite awkward Wheel of Time dream sequence?
Yeah, that's the one where Rand is swimming in the pool or the pond, and all of a sudden the girls join him, and it's like one of the most awkward. Like he has like no swag whatsoever.
He's got sheep herder swag.
I don't know. So that was, to me, just like, I wouldn't say cringe, but when I like first read this series when I was young, and you don't get any true like romantic vibes from that scene. Like I would have hoped that it would have paid off, and so I would say that.
That was the most awkward one.
Yeah.
That one's a classic awkward scene. Does one come to mind, Daniel, that's not that one that you think is the kind of most awkward dream sequence?
That was one I was going to pick, but there's so many. Another one I would say, I would go ahead and say it's probably the Egwene Gawain one, where that whole romance is pretty universally not loved, and so having this like Gawain making himself out to be this grand epic hero and beheading the evil villainous Rand, and Egwene being into it, it's all not wonderful.
Yeah.
So
somebody asked me the other day like about what makes these people so lovable, or like love stories in the Wheel of Time, and I sat and I thought about it, and I was like, it's just like I see you and I'm in love. Like there is no warming up period, there's no like dating or getting to know you. It's just like, and I'm in love with you, and then that's
every
single time. And so it's gotta fix that.
That might be that must be difficult
to. Oh my god, but like gotta do it differently.
Well,
I just wanted Egwene to have to explain to Rand why, like when she saw Gawain behead him in the dream, she was like, Okay.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with this.
So yeah, there's something about, and I wonder how many of us would be like Egwene, where we have this ability to enter other people's dreams, and so you enter the dream of the person that that you're in love with or something. There's something like, I don't know, you might think of it as sweet for a moment, but then something a little bit creepy, like you're just kind of like, it's a little bit creepy. Yeah. I don't know, that one always gets me like, and again, it's one of those, like, if you had this power, would you become a little bit creepy? And it does that,
I don't think I'd want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say the only romances that I find consistently be just well portrayed, healthy, and like fine are the Aiel ones. All the Aiel ones is just like, hey, like we're a genuinely healthy couple.
Long lasting, solid relationships, 100%.
Very open-minded.
Yeah, totally open-minded. It's great. Communicative, fantastic. But yeah, all the other ones, it's just like, where did that come from?
I like Miss Sarah James, but I'm assuming this is like Gawain speaking. The girl of my dreams. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it does make that a little creepy. So we're going to take one more caller. There have been 4 people that have been waiting. We didn't have a chance to screen them. We were going to end the night. I'm going to give one of these. I'm just going to randomly pick one of these numbers and bring that person unscreened into the call. Let's just see what they have to say. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm good.
Great. What's your name?
Brady.
Brady, welcome to the show. Sorry we weren't able to take all the calls, but you got the last call here. So what's your question for the panel?
Thank you. I was actually just nervously eating my orange Tic Tacs, hoping to be the last one. But my question is, this question might have actually already been asked. I haven't been here the whole time, but I was just wondering, what rating for the Wheel of Time show do you think it'll be leaning to? Do you think like TV-14 or TVMA? Because I'm kind of hoping it's TV-14, just because TVMA, I might not be allowed to watch it. So
this is a great question, and it's certainly a question that goes out to the fans. You obviously you just said to us, Brady, you would like it to not be TVMA, so that's understandable. So yeah, Sarah, you had an answer. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's so great about living in the internet era is that you have a sea full of screeners, essentially. So there will be people that watch it, and then there are websites that basically tell you, if something needs to be skipped or if there's something that might be unsuitable for a certain age group. And you've got these websites that give you a heads up so that you can skip those scenes and then be able to watch it, with, I wouldn't say you're not missing out on anything, but you would still be able to enjoy it and be caught up. So I can't really say one way or another what the rating's going to be. I don't know, but because it has to go through a whole process once it's complete for it to actually have a rating. So yeah, I would just say that you can look forward to watching it, but maybe ask the internet, hey, is there anything that I should skip? And I'm sure more than a few people will be happy to tell you what to skip if you're concerned.
I'm sure Daniel and I will do episodes or something about this.
Yeah, you should.
Hey, Brady, thank you so much for calling and waiting. I'm glad you got that last question, man. I hope you have a great evening, and I hope we see you back here at the Dusty Wheel. Hey, Good night.
Thank you. You too.
Yep.
Good night.
Right. So we're running down to the last moment or two. I think we should... one last topic. Let's just do it. Let's throw it out there. I'm just going to pick one from this list here. And because this is just a fan favorite, and it's best Matt moment. I love this question. We all, at least for those of us that are fans or even not, you still have to have a best Matt moment. So to end the evening, Sarah, what's your favorite Matt moment?
I would say, in the first few books, or the first 2.5 books, we don't really have an opportunity to be inside of Matt's head or to get to know him. And so one of my favorite moments is when he goes in and rescues the girls from the stone, just because that's the first opportunity I feel like for anybody to really, as a reader, fall in love with him. I mean, you kind of get glimpses of him, but not really, for me at least. And so I don't know, it was such a refreshing surprise, and to see him sort of go after the girls like that was really fantastic. So I love that scene so much. And then obviously his battle against Couladin is up there really high. That whole sequence of him trying to leave and then gaining the band is also epic.
Sarah's stealing all the good ones.
Those
are
no, you can. She can list as many as you want, because there's pretty much like so many with Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, he's someone who is constantly proving his character again and again and again. And for me, though, my favorite isn't necessarily one that's so high stakes. It's not one that's end of the world battle type stuff. It's when he sees that his dear childhood friend Egwene is being disrespected by these other Aes Sedai. And he just goes like, hell no, I'm not going to let that be a thing. And he goes and gives her all the honorifics she possibly deserves and treats her right. Yeah. It's a small moment, but it shows that Matt, whether lives are on the line or not, is going to be there for his friends no matter what. And I just love that. I think it's so telling about his character that you don't need to have a high adrenaline scene. It doesn't matter. He just cares. He loves everybody, and he's going to do whatever he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are throwing fun stuff in chat. Yeah, I think I saw Christy in chat say, you need another hour of a show. Yeah, right. Like, this is a show that you could always do, like, favorite Matt moments. He has so many of these that you just brought up. I never thought about that way, Daniel, about him proving his character each time. But Jordan does give him such character defining things that he does and says. And it is interesting, during our RJ Notes episode that we did, we talked about how Robert Jordan talked about Matt really wanting to have something. He saw all of his friends had their thing and kind of felt a little bit jealous of the fact that he didn't have anything, right? He had the dagger and that's it. And he had the horn that he didn't want, whatever. So, and I like that developed into this, for Matt, it wasn't about like he had the one power. It was just, he defined himself by his character and how he treated other people. So yeah, that's I love cool. that. That's fantastic. So, by the way, thank you both for coming out to the Dusty Wheel tonight. Yes. Oh man, it was so much fun. I love this episode. It's just ridiculous. And that's what we need these days. Somewhat.
Yeah, this was really great. We just knew that we were coming on to spin the wheel, and without any agenda, and it just felt like hanging out with my pals for a bit. So I appreciate the opportunity to come on and do that. So fun.
Absolutely. And Penguins in 2021. I never would have thought about that. I'm going to have to talk to the innkeeper's wife about this, maybe. Min might have a comment.
We'll get you a transferable one that you'll just have to keep putting on every year.
I like it. Yeah, a temporary penguin tattoo. See, there you go. You're starting to understand where I'm at here.
I'll get a real one. Legit. I will for sure get a.
Oh man, this will make you feel terrible.
Tattoo.
There you
this
go.
This will make you feel terrible. Oh. Okay, so thank you both, Daniel. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I appreciate all the work you both do in the community. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait until JordanCon next year. And I hope this isn't the last time I see you both at the inn. And we'll have to do this again sometime soon. So for those of you that are watching, again, remember we have the next episode of the podcast coming out tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you catch the episodes we have coming out at the end of this week and next week. And make sure you grab Daniel's podcast. Now I need to go download it and listen while I'm. Is that also treadmill fare? Is that a treadmill podcast? Is that
sure,
how you judge it?
Yeah, I'd say treadmill podcast. It's with my friend Bobby, and already gay doctor has become a thing in my community because of how much we go off on a tangent about that. So there's already memes and references.
Wow, you're already memeing. That's great. Well, again, thank you everybody who was in chat. We sometimes end up over in Discord afterwards. If you want to find those links in the description below, you can find us over there. The after show is a lot of fun. If you have additional questions, if you just want to kind of basically just relax after this show. So we'll see you over there in Discord tonight. And so as I say around here, good night from the Dusty Wheel and smash to black.
If you want news and